Hi everyone, I am Sarah Childhood Finds. Thank you so much for joining me here for part two of my net profit what sold video for the weeks of it is March 10th through March 16th of 2025. And I have to tell you about something before we get into the sales for this video is I actually had a viewer find me at a Goodwill, and that was a wild experience. I must say it was so delightful, and I am just so sorry to that viewer that I probably had a full deer in the headlights look because she called out my name, and I'm so used to being in my little my own little world. So I just wanted to say how nice it was to meet you. It was just a delight and was so fun to think that someone lives in my own town. We talked in comments before, so I recognized when they brought that up. So that was really nice. So I just want you to know, to that viewer, it was so wonderful to meet you. Just, you absolutely made not even just my day, my whole week with that. So thank you. And now, besides that, guys, let's get started on the sales for this video. Here we are starting with a label printer. This is a Zebra thermal label printer with power cord and USB. So this is kind of the step above label printer. So I personally have a Rollo, and you know, even some of the ones you can get off Amazon that are only $100 too, those I've heard great things about those. So you don't need to spend and get the super fancy label printers. I guess unless you have a really high volume business. So I almost kept this, but then when I had to configure it and set it up, it made me mad. And I enjoy my Rollo because it's, for lack of a better way to say it, idiot proof for the most part. So it's just easy. And so I loved the setup of this because the labels were inside and the Rollo, they're outside of it. So there was benefits to it, but I decided to go ahead and sell it, and it sold for $89.95. It came from my source. Um, I'm just, my Rollo has been kicking for the last couple years, so I'm just gonna use it until it's done. And it's done me well. But this one would have been a good option, and it sold for $89.95 very quickly after getting it tested and working, and I made $51.47 on it. Here's a wallet that I got a bunch of these a couple years ago. I think this is the final one, and it's a weatherproof brown leather RFID block security identity protection wallet. It sold for $11.96, guys, with free shipping, and my profit was still $4.99 because I paid basically nothing for it. So honestly, I don't mind that profit for something that easy. And that was a multi-quantity one as well. So these are White Stag ladies crew socks, 6 packs, two of them. And guys, these are just Walmart, I believe. And 2 packs of them sold for $19.95. I got them in a estate sale for $1 each. So definitely worth it for me. And I made $13.08 on them. And they were really easy because they just went in a poly mailer. This one is 1974 Encyclopedia Practical Gastronomy by Ali Bob Classic Cookbook. Sold for $26 on a best offer, and I paid up for this one probably a little more than I should have, but I still made $10.97. Not the best, but I have been just trying to move stuff to make room. I've just been aggressive with pricing, so it's okay. At least I made money. And it's a good cookbook to look for if you can get it for a couple bucks. This is Letterkenny Monopoly board game. My partner almost kept this one. I actually got this brand new at my Goodwill for $4.99, and it's the Goodwill that their prices are just kind of terrible, but I still think they're not as bad as some other ones, so I can't complain too much. But I don't like going to this one very much, and it sold for $55.96. This on the sale price though, and I made $39.28 profit on it. But it did take a long time to sell. I think it was priced a little too high, so I think the sale helped get it moving. This is a My Little Pony. I have a few of these left. This is Flower Flash, and it sold for $5.56. I have 51 cents into each pony. I made $3.57 on this pony. I think once I get moved into my storage unit, I will probably take the rest of the ponies left and I might lock them up. Just start condensing things, be smart and, when I sold those lots of the ponies that came out of there, they sold really well. The lots, just random assorted lots. So I think I might do that with the rest when I'm going through everything, because I'm considering doing a full inventory when I do it, even though I don't really want to, but it would be good. And this one is Department 56. This was a lot of 2 spooky black glitter trees. I have $6 into each of these because each one, and so they sold for 26 on a best offer, and my profit was only $7.74 because it was $12 into this lot. But again, I'm making money, and other lots are making me more from that buy, so I just like to list as much as I can from a big buy to maximize my profits. This is a Nevada Bighorns Unlimited Reno Chapter 1989 dinner adjustable hat. I don't know where I got this. I know I probably only paid $1 for it because I only pay $1 usually for these hats, but I don't know where it came from. I think it might have been a yard sale a year or so ago, but sold for $15.96 and I made $12.44. So highly specific hats will still sell because this is what I would consider a very specific hat where this many people will want it, but it still will sell. Just price it right. This is a Department 56 North Pole Village Reindeer Training Kit. And I have 2 of these. That's why it has number 2 in the title. That's how I differ my items that are the same that I have multiple listings of. Because if I just do the same title, then eBay flags it and they will not let you post it. So I just usually put a number 2, number 3, number 4, etc. at the end of it. Because I've noticed even if I change the SKU, it's not enough. But this one sold for $25 on a best offer, and I made $14.61. And this is Oneida Community Stainless Louisiana Dinner Forks, and it's a lot of 5 of them. I just picked up this set, and it sold for $17.50, and I made $12.71 on this lot. And here's Oneida Ledges. I picked these up a month or 2 ago. Set of 8 dinner forks, and this one sold for $14.95, and I made $10.32. And here is a Sony Handycam. So these are great to pick up, especially if you are able to test them properly. This one had the battery, power cord, and the manual. And it sold within a couple days for $139.95. I had a very fun message from the buyer telling me this was for her son that's getting really into this stuff. And telling me about how he's into vinyl records, and it was just it was a delightful interaction. But it sold really quickly. It's been in my death pile for a few months, and I just haven't wanted to test it, but it was in such beautiful condition. All of the features that I was testing worked, and just very nice. So my profit was $108.61. I got this at an estate sale in a bag with other accessories that I sold separately, and it was just a very lucrative bag I got. And in the bag, I only paid $25, and I probably made close to $280 to $300 in sales from that bag. And it was a very crowded estate sale too. This one is a Lemax lighted accessory fortune teller Carnival Village collection. This one sold for best offer of $69, and it's from my Department 56 buy. And so I have $6 into it. My profit was $53.09. That will make up for some of the bad profit that I'm going to be showing you here soon on some of those. And this is a set of Oneida Community Stainless Steel Plantation Dinner Knives. This is from a lot I picked up off of Marketplace, and it's a set of 6 of them, and it sold for $11.96. So again, dinner knives are not my favorite, but they do eventually sell, but not for very much for me. But makes you a little more off a lot. And the profit was $6.46 on this. Here is some Cambridge Townhouse satin salad forks. They're 7 inches. And this one, lost my place, sold for $23.96, and my profit was $17.78 on this lot. And these came from my source. They were super easy. I just put these together, and because they were only worth a few bucks a piece, and it's a Boeing commemorative coin lot of 3. And sold for $16.95. Honestly, within a week or 2, I was quite surprised how quickly they went. And my profit was $9.02 on this. Here's another Klein Tools from like the last video, and it's the auto ranging digital clamp meter again, sold for a best offer of $50. And so my profit on this one was $26.16. It is amazing how much tools can sell for. I know they sell well, but tools, vinyl records, video games, those kind of things are always snatched really fast at sales here. And I get why, because they sell well. Um, and this is a set of Hacienda by Forum stainless steel teaspoon replacement, lot of 4, and it sold for $11.96, and I made $8.28 on the lot. This was an older lot, but again, my flatware just takes up so little room. I don't care if it takes a year or two to sell. And here, these sold super fast. I have always looked for vintage underwear, and I finally found some. And this is Towncraft mid-length men's briefs 3-pack, size 32, and it's from JCPenney. They were sealed, and it sold for $29.95. Look for vintage underwear, guys. Even ones that are not sealed will sell very well. These were not even. There's so many other ones that are more valuable. I picked up some other valuable underwear too that hopefully I'll be able to share into what sold eventually. But I'm amazed. $30 for this in a day. I probably should have priced it a few bucks higher, but I'm happy with it. I paid $4.99 at the Salvation Army Forum and made $19.69. Here's some SC Johnson Paste Wax Long Lasting Shine Protection, and this one sold for a best offer of $65. This one I probably could have left sealed, but these ones, it's hard to tell if they've been used or not. You can weigh them, but I just open them for safety and just because I can show the buyer what it looks like inside for this discontinued product. And it just works out good for me. I do have a whole discontinued product research video as well that you guys should check out. I have a playlist with all of my research videos. But this one, we got a bunch of these at an estate sale for $3 on the very last day of it. My partner found them, and the profit was $50.66. Here's some International Silver Rogers Triumph inlaid deep silver plate iced teaspoons. Do not enjoy silver plate, but I sold them, and they sold quickly for $14.95. I just priced them real competitively. I just don't enjoy silver plate, and my profit was $8.06. Here's some Royal Albert Old Country Roses bread and butter plates. I will have more of these to list very soon. This went for best offer of $34, and I made $19.70. Here is Mobile Suit Gundam Wing Volume 1. It's a manga paperback, sold for $11.95 within a week or two, and I made $5.43. It was from my source. Again, it's still kind of worth it to me because I didn't have to take that many pictures. Super easy to ship and list, so that's not a terrible profit. Eventually, as I continue to grow, I will start not doing quite as many lower profit items, but if I can still make money and it's quick, I will. This is Department 56 Walt Disney Snow Village Happy Haunting figurine. And this had Goofy, Mickey, and Donald Duck, and it was sold for $27.95 from my Department 56 buy. And I have two others of this kind, and my profit was $16.43. And here's Santa's Little Helpers, and this one was in beautiful condition, sold for $13.95, and I made $5.35 on it. And this is Beatles Let It Be 2 CD edition. It was new, and it sold for $11.95 in a couple of weeks. Came from my source, and I made $5.21 on it. Again, it was like 3 pictures. Easy. This is one of the items that has been listed for quite a long time. It is a interesting piece. It's a mid-century wood sculpture woman bust Lepanto Crafts vintage phallic shape. So, yeah, phallic is, just Google it if you don't know what that means, or maybe don't, but it looks like something else, and that is why this sold. But other ones of this artist sell. I could have probably eventually got $200 for this, but it's already been listed over a year. So when I got an offer for $129, I took that so fast your head would have spun. I was very happy with it because I paid $1 for it, and it was a yard sale. My mother-in-law and I went to. I think she grabbed it, and yeah, so I think she grabbed it, and we paid $1. So I was happy with that profit. But there were a few others I could find of this artist, and my profit was $108.29. And she even oiled it up, made it look beautiful because it was kind of scratched up before, but my mother-in-law really cleaned it up and made it look nice. So I know that helped sell it as well. And this one is 6 International Roger Brothers Stainless Navajo Teaspoons. It was a lot of 6 of them and sold for $12 on a best offer, and I made $8.94. And this is Neon City Overdrive RPG lot of 4. They weren't really worth much apart, so I just put them all together. And I am making more lots nowadays, so you'll see a lot more lots going forward as well. And this sold for $19, and I made $8.58 because that was from my source. So this one I'm going to make a huge profit on. Just wait. This is a flexible autumn hedge from Department 56, and it sold for $8 on a best offer, and I made 27 cents. So, killing it. This is a gold tone metal small bamboo matchbox case holder, vintage. It's been listed for quite a long time, sold for a best offer of $8. Not a lot of money, but it was teensy tiny. And I still made $5.13 on it, so meh. This is a Guitar Hero wireless dongle receiver, and this is something to definitely look for. The Guitar Hero guitars, they need this to connect to these certain systems, and these are the ones that you never typically find with the guitars. And they're worth just as much, or if not more, as a lot of those guitars. So, worth picking up. And it sold for $20 very quickly. This is wild. I have had some Eeyores listed for so long, and just all of a sudden, all of my Eeyores are selling. I love Eeyore. I think he's adorable, but I've sold like one a week. But this is Disney Store Eeyore plush stuffed animal toy removable tail, sold for $15.96, and I made $10.97. Maybe there's some sort of movie or something, I don't know. This is Cavalier Pole 3-inch antique brass hickory hardware. And I got these at a Salvation Army in a bag just full of them, and I parted them into 4 different lots, and this buyer came and bought 2 of the lots for $25.52, and I made $17.04. Then this is a folkwear calico day dress and blouse, uncut, and this sold for $8.76, and I paid 2 for this, around 2, and I made $4.45 on it. It was easy. This is a Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask official strategy guide. Anytime you can get these early strategy guides, some of them really can be worth money, especially Pokemon, Zelda, etc. And this one sold for $42 on a best offer, and I made $18.42 on it because it came from my source, so, lower profit on it. This belt buckle has been listed for quite a while, but belt buckles, I also don't care if they take forever to sell. I love selling them, and I've made a lot of money off the belt buckles. So, this is an Auburn, California courthouse solid brass belt buckle, sold for $31.96 on my sale price, and I believe I only paid $1 for this at a yard sale, and I made $25.63. Then I'm not showing you Depop, so I'm just gonna have to pop up a picture. I have trouble navigating Depop solds. It just won't work for me. But it was a belt buckle, and this one was Oh, no, it was an Irish setter belt buckle, I believe. And it was just like that other dog belt buckle I showed you, just a different breed. And it sold for $30, and I paid 5 for that one as well as the other one. And I made $20.83 on it. And just a reminder, what I do with all my Depop sales is I have them go directly into my high yield savings bank. I just have, because I don't make a lot there, so I just use it as just a little extra boost to my savings. And it's just money I don't think about, which has been kind of nice to start to do because, I'm digging out of a hole, and it's nice to start to build a little cushion. Then here, this one I have to tell you about because I felt so bad. Mercari did not notify me of this sale. I just happened to open the app late Saturday and saw that this sold Friday morning, and it's a Tommy Hilfiger long line seamless bright white bralette. And I felt so bad because the person messaged me on Monday asking when it was shipped, but they were so nice, and I would have shipped it Friday if I'd seen it. I just felt bad. I got it out Monday morning, so it wasn't a super long time at all, and they were very nice asking, but I like to get things out quick, and this would have been so easy to get out this day. But besides that, I do have that trouble with Mercari that they won't notify me, so I have to check periodically because, surprise, it sold. But this did sell for the $14.95, and it came from my source, and I made $8.43 on it. And so that is everything I am sharing with you on sales today. So now let's go and look at how much money did I actually make on all of these sales. So in this video, off of these 39 listings, I profited $788.67. From the first video, my profit was, let me look, $981.48. So both of these videos together, the profit was $1,770.15. And that is my biggest number I've had. I am so excited about it and can't wait to keep growing it. But that number, now what I'm going to look at is my shipping supplies. So I will be deducting 75 cents for shipping supplies for each listing that I sent out. And so that's high for some, like the bralette guys. That did not cost 75 cents for me to ship it in shipping supplies. But the like Royal Albert teapot or coffee pot and the bread and butter plates, that did. So it counterbalances. And so off of these 78 listings that shipped out, that will total out to $58.50 in deductions for shipping supplies. So that leaves us with $1,711.65. Now I'm going to set aside 25% of that into my high yield savings account, and that totaled out to $427.91. I do recommend, guys, if you are a person that has to pay quarterly taxes with your reselling, get a high yield savings account, because then it just sits in there until I pay it, and I don't make a ton of money off of it, but you make a few extra bucks off of it. I think my interest rate right now is 3.7% or something, so it adds up to a few bucks because I also have other savings in there as well. So it's worth it. It's like making a little money on your bunny, right? And so after we deduct the taxes, my total profit officially is $1,283.74. That is my absolute take home pay after everything. So, guys, that is everything I'm sharing with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope your sales are going well and that you are doing well with your reselling if you are a reseller or side hustle, etc. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next video.